Do you ever wonder how important identity and access management (IAM) is in the realm of cybersecurity? Well, let's delve into this crucial topic. In today's digital world, where data is the new oil, IAM plays a pivotal role in protecting this precious resource. It's all about ensuring that the right people have the right access at the right times. Think about an intricate dance, where every step and movement is meticulously coordinated. That's IAM for you, orchestrating access to data and systems with precision. It is the gatekeeper, the controller, the guardian of your digital realm, ensuring that data integrity and system security are never compromised. For any organization from multinational corporations to small startups, IAM is a crucial piece of the cybersecurity puzzle. It's the first line of defense, the barrier that keeps cyber threats at bay. With the rising cybersecurity threats, it's clear that effective IAM is a necessity, not an option. To better understand the role of IAM in cybersecurity, consider the case of a major data breach that occurred in a well-known organization. This organization had a strong reputation and was trusted by millions of people worldwide. However, something went terribly wrong. One day, a hacker managed to steal millions of users' personal information. This wasn't just names and email addresses. We're talking about sensitive data like social security numbers, credit card details, and even medical records. You can imagine the shock and distress this caused to the affected individuals. So, what went wrong? It all boiled down to one thing: weak identity and access management controls. The organization didn't have a strong enough system in place to verify who was accessing what data. They also lacked the necessary controls to limit the access to sensitive information. In this case, the hacker was able to exploit these weaknesses. By using a technique called credential stuffing, they managed to gain unauthorized access to the system. With the stolen credentials, they masqueraded as a legitimate user and had free rein to explore and extract the data they wanted. The breach was only discovered when the stolen data started appearing on the dark web. The aftermath was disastrous. The organization had to face lawsuits, hefty fines, and a tarnished reputation. Even worse, the trust of their users was shattered. Many of them had to deal with the fallout of having their personal information in the wrong hands. But don't think this was an isolated incident. Data breaches happen all the time, and weak IAM controls are often a common factor. In fact, according to a report by the Ponemon Institute, weak IAM controls were implicated in over 60% of data breaches in 2023. This data breach was a wake-up call for organizations around the globe, highlighting the need for effective IAM controls. It's a stark reminder that cybersecurity isn't just about keeping the bad guys out. It's also about making sure that the right people have the right access at the right time. While the data breach was a disaster, it provides valuable insights into the application of IAM controls. Let's delve deeper into the realm of identity and access management controls. Using the previous data breach as our case study, we can learn a lot from what went wrong and how more robust IAM controls could have prevented the breach, or at least lessened its impact. Imagine a fortress. Its strength lies not only in its walls, but also in the vigilance of its guards and the control of its gates. IAM controls are akin to these defenses. They regulate who gets in, who gets to stay, and who must leave. One of the key IAM controls is user access reviews. It's like a roll call for the fortress's inhabitants. Periodically, organizations need to check who has access to what resources. This process helps to identify any unnecessary or excessive privileges that could pose a security risk. In our case study, had a user access review been conducted, the intruder's presence might have been detected earlier, potentially preventing the data breach. Next, consider multi-factor authentication, another vital IAM control. It's like having multiple locks on the fortress gate. Instead of relying solely on passwords, which can be guessed or stolen, multi-factor authentication requires additional verification. This could be something you have, like a token, something you know, like a PIN, or something you are, like a fingerprint. With this layer of security, even if an attacker manages to steal a password, they'd still need to bypass the other factors. Again, in our case study, had multi-factor authentication been in place, the breach might have been stopped in its tracks. There are, of course, other IAM controls like privileged access management, user behavior analytics, and more, each one playing a crucial role in the security ecosystem. With the right IAM controls in place, organizations can significantly reduce their risk of a data breach. Remember, cybersecurity isn't just about building walls. It's about controlling access, monitoring activity, and swiftly responding to threats. So, what have we learned from our discussion on IAM and the case study? First and foremost, identity and access management, or IAM, plays a central role in cybersecurity. It's the cornerstone that helps protect an organization's valuable assets by ensuring that the right people have the right access at the right time. Without it, organizations are left vulnerable, open to threats that could compromise their systems, data, and even their reputation. Let's not forget the case of the major data breach we discussed. It was a stark reminder of what can happen when IAM controls are not effectively implemented. The breach resulted in severe financial loss, damage to the company's reputation, and a loss of trust from customers and stakeholders. This incident underscores the fact that IAM goes beyond mere compliance. It's about securing an organization's most valuable assets, its data. But it's not all doom and gloom. We also saw IAM controls in action, demonstrating how they can help prevent such breaches. By identifying who has access to what, monitoring that access, and managing permissions, organizations can create a robust defense against cyber threats. These controls are not just technical, but also involve policies, procedures, and people. We learned that IAM is a dynamic process. It's not a one-time setup, but requires continuous review and improvement. As the digital landscape evolves, so too must IAM controls. They need to adapt to changes in technology, user behavior, and emerging threats. We also learned that IAM is not just the responsibility of the IT department. It's a shared responsibility across the entire organization. Everyone has a role to play in maintaining the security of the organization's data and systems. In conclusion, IAM is a critical component of an effective cybersecurity strategy. It's a proactive, ongoing effort to protect an organization's data systems and reputation. Remember, effective identity and access management is not just about protecting your organization. It's about safeguarding your reputation and the trust of those who rely on you.